Hey, everybody, this is Eric, and we're going to be going over the games from this past weekend in Pittsburgh, which I was fortunate enough to attend. And I'm unfortunately not going to be able to come to much of anything else as far as tournaments go. I might be able to come to Atlantic City later on the summer. That's pretty much it. The most you'll kind of see of me is maybe the occasional practice and through these videos. So we're going to go through again game by game. We're going to talk about the various statistics that we focus in on to where you guys should stand as a team, where you guys stand as individuals. And again, the goal here is to give, well, everybody different things. Like parents, you can find cool clips, using Huddle. As you get later on, maybe next year, we can start talking about recruiting videos and things like that, if that's what you're interested in. And also for coaches to see, how we can improve, as coaches and as a team with respect to shot selection and scheme and things like that. Nonetheless, let's just take a look. And we're going to start with this first game against NEPA, which we did lose. And we're not particularly interested in results necessarily, but let's take a look at the various statistics that we look at. Again, effective field goal percentage, what we're looking for this group. I think I asked for 50%. So 26% is obviously extremely poor. I mean, that could be the lowest effective field goal percentage I've seen from a Crown team of any age group in the 3 years that I've been tracking this. I could look, but this is really not good. But we'll get to see. We'll dive deeper into it. We'll see what's not good about it. We'll see how it could have improved. Turnover rate 20%. We need it below this. We need it below 20. You have it at 21.9. Offensive rebound percentage. We need to have about 30% or higher, and we were only 16. So we failed in all 3 metrics, which is why we end up losing by 20. But let's dive a little deeper into this, and let's just see if there was something about the shots we took that contributed to this effective field goal percentage, or was it just the fact that we missed? So let's take a look. View other games and against NEPA. So what we're looking for, again, are as few shots from this mid-range as possible. Okay? We want to keep the percentage of shots that we took below 10% in here. So we have 2, 3, 4. So we're actually okay here. This is actually one of the more incredible things I've ever seen. I'm looking at this for the first time. We were 0 for 12 from at the rim from over here. Yeah, we were 8. Oh my God. We were 2 for 13 from the 3, which is bad enough. Okay. But this 0 for 12 from 2 is something that I think merits some like a deeper dive. So what you can do is you could click through here and look at all of those 12 shots and see, okay, not to assign blame, but who took them, what they look like, and forget about like getting mad if they didn't go in. Like, what can we learn from them? Like, what can we learn from that shot selection? Is it possible that they were good shots and just didn't go in? That's going to go in the future. Or is it possible we should look at it? So let's do that. Let's click through here. And we're looking at all 12 shots from this area. Okay, so I would say that that's supposed to go in about 90% of the time. So that shot I'm not worried about. All right, that's tough. Very contested, but that's, it's also a skill thing. You got to be able to do better than that. Let's see. I mean, it's not for me to honestly analyze the quality of this, but obviously that's kind of tough. And it's the second time we try to attack this guy with a contested shot. Yeah, that's got to go in. And I don't know if I need to go through all these 12, but yeah, I may as well. Yeah, I mean, if you gave Taj multiple samples of these shots, I would assume that at least some of them would go in. Let's put it that way. if not most of them. And that's the fourth time we've attacked this guy. See this? There's another one. This guy must have like 7 blocks. I mean, I bring this up not to just show all this, but to show you that you can go through and click through and look at all this stuff. So let's look at the individual statistics from this game. We have to just kind of embrace the pain here. All right, by athlete, I mean, I'm sure nobody had statistics that are worth praising, but we might as well go through it. Weedy was 2 for 10 from 3. Bastando 0 for 4 from 3. Oh, that was Fairfax, actually. That wasn't even this game. Ooh. In the Nepa game, we only shot like 13 of them, I think. Jagger 1 for 3. Weedy 0 for 4. I mean, we looked at Taj earlier, 3 for 12, all from 2. We saw all those misses. I mean, just one of those days, I guess. I mean, I'm not particularly upset with any of those shots, you know, but you just have to finish a little bit better, I guess. Again, that's kind of a coach's thing. Like, Chris, you'll look through these and you'll see whether to talk to them about shot selection and whether those particular shots were good. But I will also say that this was all against zone, so I would probably work to get even some better shots against zone than this if we're going to end up missing too many of these. Again, not a lot to say about this game. Just everything went bad. We didn't shoot very well at all from any spot, and it was the blame is equally spread among the entire team, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. All right, let's go on. Thankfully, to district basketball. So I witnessed this the last like 5 minutes of this game. This was crazy. This was one of the crazier finishes to a game I think I've ever seen. For those of you that weren't there, I mean, I can explain it to you, but you wouldn't believe me because I don't even think the people that were there actually understood exactly what happened. Just to recap, I guess, like the second half became kind of like pell-mell, meaning kind of like overall complete confusion, where the refs just ate their whistles. Nobody called anything. And granted, it was on both sides, but the other team was much more aggressive. So whenever you have a situation where they're not calling anything, the more aggressive team is going to benefit. So they ended up making a big comeback. And then towards the end of the game, we were up by 1, and then we gave them a bucket. So we went down by 1. And then actually we gave up, it was tied. We gave up 2 free throws. They made 1, missed 1. So we called timeout down 1. And then, but 2 seconds to go, Jagger got fouled. And the referees told him to take the ball out on the side. And we inbounded the ball to Corey with 2 seconds to go from the corner. And he hit a jumper right in some guy's face at the buzzer. The kids mobbed him and they all were just basically celebrating the game was over. Then the referees, on further reflection, said that the foul should have been a 1-and-1. So the entire play was wiped out. They called it a correctable error, and they made Jagger take a 1-and-1 after a 5-minute delay instead of having that basket count. And we ended up having Jagger make those 2 free throws anyway. Very just amazing stuff, actually. Nonetheless, let's take a look at the stats from that game. Much better. 49% effective field goal percentage, right about where you want to be. The rebound percentage was good, 31% offensive rebounds, but the turnover rate was kind of poor, so 24.7%, and that was part of that second half situation I talked about. So we definitely have to improve that. Let's take a look at the shot chart from that game. Against district basketball. I actually would prefer much fewer of these bad 2s. 4 or 5, you had 7 of them out of 60. I actually want to take another look at these because I'd be very surprised if you actually took 9 bad twos from you. So I'm actually going to audit this and see. Yeah, so I don't know what's with Huddle. They gave you credit for like a bad two there, when it really was just like a sort of a layup attempt, sort of. So they're being very stingy about their definition of what's at the rim or not. Like there, I would consider that a good shot. And that's why, again, it's not all about the statistics. I mean, you could do a qualitative look at all these shots and see which of them are really bad twos and which of them are just miscalculations, I guess, or mismarkings by Huddle. Let's take a look at the stats from this game individually. I imagine that we did better. Athletes total. Corey 7 for 11 getting to the rim. From three, Taj 2 for 3, pretty good. Tristan was 1 for 2. Jagger 1 for 1. I don't know why they're. I somehow for some reason I put Finn on this team. Got to change him to John. This is very bizarre. I'm going to change that in a second. As a matter of fact, just to show you, we can show you how to do that right now. So if we go into team, and this is more for the coaches, you can manage team. You don't see anything you like, you can put. I don't know why I have Finn here. It's weird. So let's we're gonna change this name, edit. Maybe because it's the same email address. It's possible. Let's see what happens. Save him to John. Let's go back to this game, which was again the district basketball game. Athlete totals. See what else we can glean from this. Not a lot. Just overall, much better. Taj getting to the rim much better. 4 for 4, really, really good. Tristan 5 for 6 from the line, really strong. Look at this. They didn't even give Jagger his last free throw. Oh, we didn't even get the clip of the last free throw, actually. You want to check this out? Let's check this out a second. Let's check out the let's check out that last, I think it was the last possession they may have given us credit to. Yeah, so they gave us credit for this one. Let's take a look at this the shot I talked about. So they fouled Jagger, and then they said, okay, 2 seconds ago, we inbound the ball over to him. And look at the shot, like Corey, like right in this guy's face. This is really funny. Watch this, right? And then we all mob. And look at this. Up. Bang. See, he's the only one that knows. Like Jagger knows that he should be at the line. Like he's the only one that didn't keep playing. It's pretty funny, right? Let's look through that again. I'm sorry. It's still very, very. We'll go back to it. Go to the raw video. We'll go back to district basketball. Watch video. We'll go all the way to the end. And let's see what this looks like. Right. Okay. So we'll go through this. So let's do this in real time. All right. So we inbound the ball. Jagger brings it up. He gets fouled. We're down 1. Oops. So they call the foul. Right. Now there's a little confusion. So Jagger doesn't know what's going. So he is saying, okay, side out of bounds. Nobody actually knows what's going to happen. Jagger, I thinks he's getting free throws, but everybody else kind of scrambles. This is, by the way, why it was correctable. So he's still looking. He doesn't know what's going on, Jagger, because the other referee's saying he's not sure if it's 1-on-1 or not. So he's like looking, but meanwhile the referee is like, okay, let's give him the ball, right? Jagger's looking. We're not even ready to play yet, but he gives Griff the ball. Just shows that no one's really paying attention. And next thing you know, and up. Good. He looks, he doesn't know what's going on. Next thing you know, we're like mobbing, trying to steal the win here. Way, let's run off the court. And everybody's like, huh? Now, the referee correctly says, listen, they didn't even blow the horn yet. Mike starting to give the victory speech. And I'm like, I don't think the game is over. And they did kind of work it out. And they ended up giving Jagger a 1-on-1, but they didn't show them both. Let's just show it. I mean, And look at the first one, by the way. This is the first end of the 1-1. Remember, if he misses this shot, we lose. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Ready? Never in doubt. Ready? Oh, love it. All right. Sorry about that. That's what happens when I go to the games. I remember a little more. All right, so let's move on. Game against the Panthers, which we got smoked. What on earth went on in that game? So I remember that game. I was at that one as well, and Mike was coaching that. The problem was the other team was just much, I think, much stronger than we were. I think was that this game? No, that wasn't this game. I don't know what happened in this game. I think I was there, and I still don't remember. Well, I think that was the case. I think that was the one that just kept ripping the ball away from us. I think. Let's take a look at this. I want to remind myself of what this game was. What was this game? This is why I'm better with the videos than we actually beat. Yeah, what was this? Oh no, this okay. This was the game where I was with Chris. That's right. And it took us 15, like 12 minutes to score. Okay. I remember this one. I see. I try to block this one out of my head. Oh my God. What are these stats going to look like? We're going to find out. I'm afraid. Let's see. Versus Panthers. We really only scored 24 points. Oh my goodness. 26% effective field goal percentage. Is that even worse than the other one? Let's remind ourselves. That was also so that was 26.3. The NEPA one, and the Panthers was 26. They were both exactly 26.3. We were 10 for 40 in the Panthers game, and 9 for 38. Oh my God! I can't believe they're exact same. That's nuts. So nonetheless, it's going to become as no surprise that we got crushed when you only have an effective field goal percentage of 26%. Turnover rate in this game was particularly poor, though. So that's something else. 30% turnover rate. And offensive rebound percentage was poor also. The thing is, this team wasn't that great that we played. That's a problem. NEPA I thought was really good. This team was not good. That's the issue with this one. We also only got to the line 5 times. Let's take a look at the shot chart. Versus Panthers. By the way, it does say loss even though we won. Sorry about that. It wasn't me. So it's against the Panthers. Oh, we don't want the whole season. We just want the Panthers. Shot selection, not particularly bad, I guess. But once again, these 3 for 13s at the rim. We want to load these up and see what this is all about here. Maybe that's not the best. And this is what's cool, man. You can just click through these and analyze this stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to do this. Let's go on to the individuals. Stats. The other games. There's totals. I mean, nobody made anything. That's my statistical analysis. Taj 3 for 4 from 2. Okay. Ryan 0 for 3. Michael Weedy 0 for 2, 0 for 3. Corey 0 for 5 from the game. That's almost never going to happen. I would hope. Tristan had a very, very strong game. That's the other thing I wanted to mention. Right, I remember that. So Tristan was 4 for 7, and he was very, very active. Very, very strong game for him. So we'll take that as a positive. All right, let's move on to the last game, which was Fairfax, where we lost 62 to 50. 60 to 50. I was not at this game. This is one with Chris coach. Let's take a look at this. Effective field goal percentage, 39%. Not good. We got to get this thing above 50 if we're going to be competitive in these games. That's just the bottom line here. 21% offense, a turnover rate, a little high, but not that bad. We got some rebounds in this game, so that's good. Take a look at the shot chart. A few other games. Fairfax. Again, not the worst as far as shot selection goes, but again, we're just missing all this stuff from the rim. We'll look at stats. Athletes, totals. Michael Weedy, 2 for 10. So the reason I bring all this up, I mean, and again, the reason why we do these statistics is to develop a sample size that is kind of worth discussing over time. Because you guys remember after the last couple of tournaments, you had pretty weak competition, and I mentioned that those statistics were not going to hold, and this is what happens. And this is what happens when you play the better competition. You're going to have to do much better with your effective field goal percentage. And let's take a look at what the season looks like. Let's look at the entire season, which now we're at 9 games. It's still not really a sample size, but it's getting there. And when we look at overall, we're looking at an effective field goal percentage. We're still over 50, but that's only because we had that first week, where we just shot the lights out. But that counts too. So you have an opportunity to kind of keep this the way it is in spite of this last weekend's miserable performance. But you're going to have to do better. And that's just the best I can describe this. Now, one thing you can look at is individually where we are as far as relative percentages go. So you look at your 2-point percentage. I mean, I want you guys to be able to be over 50% from 2. And you guys still are. Taj, Corey, even Weedy and Fennerly still above 50% from 2. But you're going to have to keep it that way. And last performances like last week are not going to do it. And 3-point percentages, you have Taj at 38%, which is still really good. Corey at 38%, still really good. Finn even 38%, really good. Weedy, you've got to get things rolling here. I mean, you shoot it way too much to be only shooting 26%. Does that mean you shouldn't be shooting it? No, because I know you have a very, very big sample size from the last 3 years, I guess. So I don't know whether there's something with your shot. I don't know whether it's something with your shot selection. But once again, like your dad and more so the coach can click through all of these and see, first of all, you can make a video of yourself of all your threes and see how many of them are contested, for example. Because I'll say this, is that I said this for the older team, that the difference between your percentages, or everybody's percentages, when you're contested versus not, usually drops about 30%. So if you were otherwise a 40% effective, 40% 3-point shooter, if you were contested, you could take 30% off of that, so you'd only be a 28% shooter. The point is that there's a difference between quality between just taking threes and taking open, non-contested threes. All right, so I hope this helped. I will not obviously be at Spooky Nuke this weekend, but I will see you. I will be doing my videos probably about the same time this time next week. Good luck, everybody.